Hello everyone and welcome back to this your English class. My name is Merari Campos Arias. I'm an English teacher and I work at Instituto Técnico del Litoral Atlántico Marco Herminio Fajardo. And today I'm going to be your English teacher. Hola y bienvenidos todos a su clase de inglés. Mi nombre es Merari Campos Arias, soy docente del Instituto Técnico del Litoral Atlántico Marco Herminio Fajardo, ITLA de la Ceiba Atlántida. In today's lesson, our topic is gerunds as nouns. Nuestro tema de hoy es gerundios como sustantivos. And today's lesson's objectives are: first, to learn what gerunds are about. Second, to learn how to form and use the gerunds in everyday conversation. Y los objetivos de esta clase son: primero, aprender qué son los gerundios. Segundo, aprender a utilizar gerundios en conversaciones diarias. Before starting today's lesson, it is important to remember to take care of ourselves and keep in mind the biosecurity recommendations such as: first, the social distancing. Second, wash your hands often with soap and water. Third, use a face mask. And the last but not the least, if you feel sick, stay home. Antes de comenzar la clase de hoy, es importante recordar cuidarnos teniendo en mente las normas de bioseguridad como ser: primero, la distancia social. Segundo, lava tus manos frecuentemente con agua y jabón. Tercero, usa mascarilla. Por último, pero no menos importante, si te sientes enfermo o enferma, permanece en casa. Now we are going to start checking your homework. The first homework instruction: read the paragraph and in your notebook write the sentences in present continuous tense that you find. Vamos a comenzar revisando la tarea. Lea el párrafo y escribe en su cuaderno las oraciones que encuentre en el presente progresivo. Now let's check your answers. Sentence number 1. Abby is visiting her grandparents. Number 2. She is sitting on her grandfather's knee. 3. She is listening to a story. 4. She is smiling. 5. He is telling her a story. 6. He is holding her on his knee. 7. He is holding her hands. 8. They are sitting in the living room. 9. Sarah is standing in the kitchen. 10. She's baking cookies for Jacob and Abby. 11. She's also listening to Jacob's story. These are the 11 sentences in present continuous that we found in the paragraph. Very good. Now we are going to check the second homework, instructions. Look at the pictures and write in your notebook sentences using future progressive tense. Mire las imágenes y en su cuaderno escribe oraciones utilizando el tiempo futuro progresivo. Let's see the first sentence. Will they be playing soccer? The second sentence. He will be cooking dinner. The third sentence. They will not be cleaning the car. Yes, you've done a great job. As I said before, in today's lesson, I'm going to teach you about gerunds and the usage of them. So we're going to start by answering the question, what is a gerund? A gerund is a verb form which functions as a noun. It is a word that looks like a verb but works as noun. Como les mencioné antes, en la clase de hoy aprenderemos sobre los gerundios y su uso adecuado. ¿Qué es un gerundio? Un gerundio es un sustantivo hecho de un verbo. En otras palabras, es una forma verbal que funciona como sustantivo. Let's see some examples. Here in the first example I have, I run every morning. In this sentence, the verb is run. And now let's see the second sentence. Running is my favorite hobby. In this second sentence, running is the gerund. Because in this sentence, we're talking about running as something that I love to do. It is not a verb anymore. So that is what a gerund is about. How can you recognize a gerund? A gerund is formed by adding ing to the base or infinitive form of a verb. It always ends in ing. It is a noun and can function in any way a noun does. Un gerundio es formado al agregar ing a la base de un verbo. Siempre termina en ing, es un sustantivo y puede funcionar como lo hace un sustantivo. Now let's see some examples. Base form plus ing. Here I have 3 verbs in their base form: run, enjoy, and go. Now let's see in their gerund form: running, enjoying, and going. Here I have an example. A sentence: I run every morning. In this sentence, as I said before, the verb is run, which is in its base form. Now let's see the second sentence. Running is my favorite hobby. In this second sentence, running is the gerund. As I said before, gerunds are words that looks like a verb, but they are nouns. So it is kind of confusing because of the ending of the verb, but pay attention so you will see the difference with the present continuous. In this sentence, running is not a present continuous, it's a gerund. When and how to use gerunds. Gerunds can be used as the subject of a sentence, after prepositions, after some expressions, and after some verbs. Los gerundios se pueden utilizar como el sujeto de una oración, después de preposiciones, después de ciertas expresiones y después de ciertos verbos. Gerunds as subject. A gerund can be the subject of a sentence. It is always singular. Use a third person singular verb after a gerund. Un gerundio puede ser el sujeto de una oración. Es siempre singular y se utiliza la tercera persona singular del verbo después de un gerundio. Here I have some examples. The first sentence says, eating fruit is important for a healthy diet. In this sentence, eating is the gerund. After the gerund, we use a third person singular verb. In this sentence, as you can see, eating fruit is the subject. Now, let's see another example. Reading novels is my hobby. In the second sentence, reading is the gerund, and after the gerund, we use the third person singular verb. In this sentence, reading novels is the subject. Now let's see the third sentence. Learning English is so awesome. In this sentence, learning is the gerund, and after the gerund, we use a third person singular verb. In this sentence, learning English is the subject. As you can see, we can use gerunds as the subject of a sentence. Gerunds after verbs. A gerund is a noun and it can be the object of certain verbs. Un gerundio es un sustantivo y puede ser el objeto de ciertos verbos. Certain verbs such as enjoy, admit, appreciate, help, deny, avoid, finish, understand, consider, imagine, get, love, like, excuse, complete, permit, and resist. Now we are going to see some sentences. The first example, I avoid going to the dentist. In this sentence, we are going to identify first the verb, which is avoid. And after avoid, we have going, which is the gerund. In this sentence, going is the object of the verb avoid. I avoid going to the dentist. Now let's see a second sentence. They enjoy traveling by train. Enjoy is the verb and traveling is the gerund. In this case, traveling is the object of the verb enjoy. Gerunds after preposition. We use gerunds when the verb is immediately after a preposition. A preposition is a word that connects a noun or a pronoun to a verb or an adjective in a sentence, and it is found before a noun or a pronoun. Gerundios después de preposiciones. Usamos gerundios cuando el verbo está inmediatamente después de una preposición. Una preposición es una palabra que conecta a un sustantivo o a un pronombre, a un verbo o a un adjetivo en una oración y se encuentra antes de un sustantivo o un pronombre. Here I have the most common prepositions such as behind, at, under, for, on, in, before, after, inside, with, without. Now let's see some sentences. The first example, he left without saying goodbye. In this sentence, we are going to identify first the preposition, which is without. After the preposition, we have the gerund, which is saying. He left without saying goodbye. Now, let's see the second example. I'm thinking of buying a new car. We are going to identify first the preposition in this case. Yes, it's the preposition of. After the preposition of, we have buying, which is the gerund. This is a good rule. It has no exception. So if you want to see a verb after a preposition, it must be a gerund. This is a golden rule, using gerunds after prepositions. Gerunds after some expressions. We use gerunds after some common expressions such as can help, can stand, it's no use, to be worth, don't mind. Se utiliza gerundios después de ciertas expresiones como ser, no poder, no soportar, es inútil, no merece la pena y no importar. These are the most common expressions in English that are followed by gerund. So in order to use them, you need to memorize these common expressions. Now let's see some examples. I don't mind going home on foot. In this first sentence, we have the expression don't mind. After that, we have the gerund going. Now let's see the second sentence. He can't stand working with lazy people. In this second sentence, we have the expression can stand with the gerund working. Now let's practice what we have learned in this lesson. I want you to complete the sentences with the gerund form of the verbs in parentheses. Ahora, practicaremos lo que hemos aprendido hasta ahora, completando las oraciones con el gerundio de los verbos en paréntesis. In the first sentence, we have the verb wake. And the gerund form of the verb wake is waking. Very good. I hate waking up early. In the second sentence, we have the verb write. In the gerund form of the verb write is very good, writing. Writing essays in English is difficult. Now, in the sentence number 3, we have the verb smoke. The gerund form of the verb smoke is smoking. Very good. We do not tolerate smoking in the library. In the number 4, we have the verb eat. The gerund form of the verb eat is eating. Very good. My parents prefer eating at home. Now, number 5, the verb take. The gerund form of the verb take is taking. Very good. There is no need to call a taxi. I don't mind taking the bus. Now, number 6, the verb live. The gerund form of the verb live is living. Laura dreams of living on a small island. Now, we have the verb try. The gerund form of the verb try is trying. Very good. It's no use trying that key. It doesn't fit. And the last, The gerund form of the verb swim. Yes, is swimming. Swimming keeps me in shape and it is always fun. Very good. You've done a great job. Summing up today's lesson, it is important to remember that a gerund is a verb form which functions as a noun. It is formed by adding ing to the base or infinitive form of a verb. It can be used as the subject of a sentence, after prepositions, after some expressions, and after some verbs. Homework. Copy the exercises in your notebook, then complete the sentences with the gerund form of the verbs in parentheses. Tarea. Copie los ejercicios en su cuaderno, luego complete las oraciones con el gerundio de los verbos en paréntesis. Now I'm going to do the first one. The gerund form of the verb cook is cooking. Cooking is one of her favorite hobbies. Thank you for your attention. You have done a great job today, and remember to stay home. I will see you next time. Bye.